a tax man. I'm almost saying that.
You are.
I'm almost saying out loud so people can hear me. I don't want that.
Don't do that.
You don't want me to sing out loud.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Know-It-All, the segment where Attorney Stephen Leahy gives us his infinite wisdom on all things taxes.
Mr. Know-It-All, not Mr. Sing-It-All.
I love when Deborah moves us along. Move along. Time to move along. But I didn't even introduce ourselves. I didn't even say it was Deborah and Jim and Steve Leahy, the Attorney Stephen Leahy, here on AM 560, The Answer. On the IS Radio. I didn't even say that.
Everybody knows.
Okay. What's the question today, Jim?
The question today is...
You had the question about...
You
had a question about the extensions.
If I'm a 1099 employee, is that what it is?
No, let's talk about extensions.
Let's talk about extensions.
We're coming
Don't ever
down.
put me on the spot.
We're coming down to the final countdown.
It's the final countdown.
That was cute. A nice cue.
That was cute.
The final countdown is... the extensions. I can't tell you.
Isn't that in October?
It is October 15th. I believe it's October 15th. But for businesses, it's September 17th. I think
That's
15th
the difference.
I think the 15th is on a Sunday or something like that. Remember, we talked about this, about how it's... If
the
it happens
17th is a Monday.
Okay, so the
September 17th.
So the 15th is a Saturday. So
yes.
Because it doesn't fall, because that's not a business day, it goes to the next Monday, and that would be the 17th. So September 17th is the deadline for companies.
So it's the final countdown plus 2 days.
Yeah, we're approaching. Now, the October 15th, I don't see, do you have a calendar over there about October 15th, what day that is? That's the deadline generally for individual tax returns. So on April 15th, usually it's April 15th, but
October 15th is a Monday.
Okay, so that's going to be the deadline, October 15th. And what I see a lot is people filing extensions, so as I mentioned on this show a lot, if you haven't filed your tax returns in some time, call me. Okay, because you got to get your tax returns done. I don't know if you know this, but it's a crime not to file your tax returns. You can go to jail for 1 year for every year that you don't file your tax returns. That's a fact.
Ask Wesley Snipes.
Exactly. Bet on black or something like that. Anyway, what I'm telling you is, get it done. Stop procrastinating. I can't tell you, people come to see me, they haven't filed in 5 or 6 years, but they say, well, I file an extension every year. Yeah, because it comes around April, and then you start thinking about it again, because it's out of sight, out of mind, and April's coming. You say, well, I better do it this year, and so you file an extension. People don't understand this. You're supposed to pay your taxes before April 15th. You don't wait. You don't get an extension to pay them. You only get an extension to file the return. They're supposed to have the money by April 15th. And if you don't pay at least 90% of what your taxes are, then you're going to get a penalty.
So what do I do if I'm going to file an extension?
Yes.
But I need to pay. Do I just send a check in?
Send them a check. Yes. And if you don't know what it is, then you need to
send a check.
You need to send them the money you think it's going to be, and you can overpay them, and they'll give you a refund. Like most people get a refund, right? Uh-huh. So most people get a refund because they overpay their taxes, and you can overpay your taxes if you send it in on April 15th, and then you file your tax return now. Here's another thing about the extension. You don't have to
play roulette on occasion. Let me give you a word of advice. Always bet on black.
Always bet on black, or go to jail. Okay, and that's what you do. You file your tax return. But again, what people don't understand about the extension, you don't have to wait till the day of the extension deadline. You could file in August. You could file in September. You don't have to wait till October 15th. But everybody does. Usually, people who are filing an extension, Now, there's legitimate reasons why people get extensions. Usually, if I have what they call K-1s coming from corporations, and they've just done their taxes they're due in March, and they do all their tax returns, and it takes them some time to be able to get you that information. You can't get it by April 15th. Well, then I need an extension so I can get all that paperwork from my corporation when I get or partnerships or things like this where they share income with me. They have to file their returns, and then they have to send me the documents to show what my income was from those returns, and then I use those documents on my own personal income taxes. But again, by April 15th, I'm supposed to pay them. Now, Jim, we talked about quarterly, right? If I don't...
Because I'm a 1099 employee.
You're a 1099 employee as a realtor. Most realtors are. And what that happens when you pay quarterly, right? You don't file a tax return every quarter. What you do is you pay your quarterly taxes. So, for instance, I file my tax return. I find out that I'm going to owe $12,000. Well, next year, I'm going to get a voucher with my tax return. If you go to a tax preparer, they're going to give you a voucher, and it's going to say that I have to pay $3,000 every quarter, so I pay every quarter. Now I'm running out of time, but I want you to know October 15th is the deadline. If you haven't filed your tax return, you need to call me so we can get your tax returns done. There's still time to get it by the deadline. Anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, please, on Fridays when we do the show, because we record Friday show, or Sunday we're on YouTube, we do a live show. You can go on there, ask a question. You could call Open Tax Resolution 312-664-6649, or you can go to chicagotaxteam.com, which is going to be your hub to fight the IRS, and you can ask a question there too, because there's a little link to send Attorney Stephen Leahy a question. There are multiple ways of getting your problem solved. Do it today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, because after the commercial break, we're going to wrap the show up. IRS Radio Hour Sound, AM 560, The Answer.